Hello card fighters, welcome to the Vanguard Central Academy. We have another tips and tricks, and let's talk about attacking rear guards. Just kind of been on my mind. Some people attack rear guards very well, some people attack rear guards very poorly, and I don't know which one I am. So there's a lot of things that go through my mind when I attack rear guards. There's a lot of things that probably go through everyone's mind when they attack rear guards. And one of the things I see a lot are people who attack rear guards very late in the game. This attack is really high, could potentially be high power, but it's going towards a rear guard anyway because they think they can't kill him with that attack, when sometimes they actually could finish the game with that attack by attacking Vanguard, but instead they go for the rear guard, save the opponent like 20,000 shield, and then they end up losing the next game because their opponent has the resources to strike back, or was just able to live that turn to strike back. And so kind of a rule of thumb that I would say is, if your attack can finish the game, probably don't swing it at a rear guard, because that's like one card versus the 2 or 3 or 4 cards that they would have to take to guard it. That could put them in a worse situation than just not having that single rear guard. So late game, attacking rear guards probably isn't super effective, and I think the really interesting thing that comes into play is early game, attacking rear guards, preventing your opponent from counterblasting, possibly preventing your opponent from using Sea Breeze. This is when rear guard attacking becomes really interesting to me, but that's not. Maybe I can save that for another video. Comment down below if you want to talk about that. Really, just what I wanted to go over was not attacking into rear guards if you have like a lethal attack, or attacking rear guards like if you've been watching the anime. There's one point where Shion's opponent is at 4 damage and they have 1 extra attack, and Shion chooses to swing that attack into the opponent's front row rear guard rather than at the vanguard to prevent them from getting damage. So attacking rear guards can be a really important way of controlling how much damage your opponent has, and thus how many counterblasts they have to push back at you. So if they are 4 damage and they've used all their counterblasts, or they maybe only have 1 open, and you just have that one last attack that doesn't have any extra criticals, it's not going to finish the game if you attack Vanguard. Sometimes just go ahead and swing it at the opponent's rear guard and say bye-bye to that rear guard. They might not be able to make a strong push at you the next turn, because so many G decks these days, they really need counterblasts to make a good push at you. So if you deny their counterblast, just kind of put them in this awkward situation. They have lost a card, they don't have any counterblast, they probably can't push back at you well. You can just go ahead, survive that next turn, and then really put the hurt on again, rather than giving them that extra damage which they could use to potentially finish you off the next turn. So those are kind of 2 things I wanted to bring up. If they're at 4 damage, think carefully about whether you want to give your opponent that extra counterblast. Is that extra counterblast gonna ruin the game for you? It's gonna give them enough to push through your defenses? Or maybe it's just better if you just swing it at their rear guard. They don't have that extra counterblast. You could easily survive the next turn and put the hurt on again next turn and then finish it there. But obviously that might not be the case. Maybe you've got a ton of cards in hand. You just want to get them up to that 5 damage. So that next turn, you can really put the hurt on, and they have to guard every single attack. You don't have to worry about critical triggers. So those, there's obviously exceptions to the rule. But if you've never tried it, if your opponent's at 4 damage, you just have that 1 extra attack there. Not going to kill them. Try swinging that rear guard. See how well it goes. Maybe you can implement that extra type of strategy into your own overall playstyle. And remember, if you have a lethal attack, please swing it at Vanguard. It's probably going to be way better for you than taking out a single rear guard. It's probably going to remove a 10k from their hand at the very least. And that's more shield out of their hand that you could use to kill them the next turn. So just wanted to talk a little bit about those 2 simple things, some pretty common scenarios that come up with attacking rearguards, Again, let me know in the comments if you want me to create a video specifically talking about attacking rearguards in the early game. I'll probably make a much more structured video for that one rather than a rant, because it would be easier to see with a game layout. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. Hope you learned something. Share this with your friends who suck at attacking rearguards or attack rearguards too much. Again, shout outs to the patrons on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/VC Academy if you want to support the channel like they do. It really helps out. Subscribe for more tips and tricks, more ruling questions, more text to Rex. Tech to Rec, I don't even know what I called that series. And make sure to comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching. Keep on learning, keep on having fun, and I'll see you in another video.